Well, it's always a great occasion when the Inter-Dominion rolls around, and one particular gentleman enjoyed so much success in this particular great race that he became known as Mr. Inter-Dominion. Of course, that can only mean one person, Brian Hancock. Well, Brian, a great time of the year. We've been 2 years in the making with this particular Inter-Dominion Grand Final, but so many wonderful memories as far as our Sir Vancelot, Koala King, when it comes to Brian Hancock.
Yeah, it's been great, Mick. It's a great time of the year. You know, it's a little bit earlier this year. We generally always have it in March, but you know the way the calendar is now, they're doing in the COVID. No, it's been a great series. I think it's run pretty good. You know, I'd like to see more interstate horse than the New Zealanders here, but that's the way it is, and you've got to deal with what you got. But it's turned out pretty good.
Yeah, under the circumstances, as you mentioned, with COVID, the restrictions there, all the ifs and buts, but I think we've got the best on offer, and Saturday night's race is going to be explosive. Expensive Ego and King of Swing, both for Belinda and Luke McCarthy. Do you favour one over the other, Brian?
Well, Inter-Dominion Grand Finals are funny, you know. They both went through the series real good, you know, and they're both, you know, one's drawn pretty good, and I think King of Swing's drawn pretty good where he is. He's going to follow through, but if you had to drive one, you'd nearly go to King of Swing, but, you know, and the other little horse has done a great job. So I don't say it's open, but, you know, it's over 3,000 metres. They've had a testing last fortnight because they had to go to Newcastle, had to go to Bathurst and all that. So, you know, and they've been very lucky with the weather. The weather's been great. It hasn't been hot, you know, and so it should be a good race. I hope they get a great crowd here. That's what you want, a good crowd here to see it. We've had great coverage on the TV. It's been enormous, so I hope it goes real good.
Brian, back to the original format, 3 heats leading into a grand final. Your thoughts on that?
Only way to have it. You know, there's no ifs or buts. You can't change it. It's worked for, you know, as long as they've gone into me. You know, the 3 heats in a week, and it's the toughest horse race in the world. You know, we've done it this time, and people have seen it more. I think with the TV, it's such a tough race, and the best horse generally wins it.
Brian, it's a great test of a trainer's horse management, and also a driver having his horse in a position to score maximum points each night.
Yeah, it's great. It's you know, I loved it. I'd done my first Inter-Dominion when I was 21, and I got in love with it. I was very fortunate to have enough horses to do it, and great horses to have a go. I think I've had 35 individual Inter-Dominion horses, and you get the statistics out, and I think I won 26 heats, and 2 consolations, and I had the pleasure of winning 6 Inter-Dominion finals. So, but it does test you. You know, I've had some, you know, like some of the horses I've had to go through it. It's been pretty hard to get them through, but you know, that's part of life, and that's the way you know your horse. You love the horse and you nurture them, and they sort of stand up for you.
On a personal note, your greatest Inter-Dominion memory?
Oh well, I was 32-year-old when I won it with Koala King, and there was 32,000 people there, you know, and to look at that crowd and the people there, and the next day they had 28,000 at the Golden Slipper, so that gives me a great memory. And I was, you know, at the time I was a young fella struggling, and I come along, and Ray done a great job with him, and we got through the carnival great. And you know, our Sir Vancelot winning 3, we own a Warrior. You know, he done a great job to come up off the canvas to win it. You know, he was down and out after the last heat, and he had to win the last heat to get in. And I had a very tired horse, and you know, I worked on him, and you know, them sort of horses, Thorate, you know, and I was very fortunate to get both him and we own the Chief into the grand final. And I was, you know, Howard James was with me since he left school, so. And he drove him, so it's all special, Mick. Inter-Dominions are special to anybody. You know, you see these young fellows today that win the first, they're all so excited about it, you know, and I've been very fortunate down that road, you know, so it's been a great trip for me, the Inter-Dominion. I don't think there's any better race in the world.
And of course, stemming from Thorate's win with Howard James, that great term now that we use, Driver of the Century, Howard James.
Yeah, I can see that. I put him on some rough ones after that. Don't worry about that. Yeah, he done a great job, Howard. And he's very, you know, he's very humble about it, you know, and he's done a great job. He won a Miracle Mile for me. But to come through, we come to home when he was a kid, you know, and he went through the university and come out a civil engineer and all that, and been a great friend, you know, no doubt. But you know, I don't hear from him much now. I don't know where he goes, but. I think he should ring me a bit, but he don't. Anyway, outside that, been a great relationship. Yeah, been great.
I can still see the flourish of the whip with Koala King. You had the arm held high, the whip proudly in the wind. It was a great moment. As you said, it did mean a great deal to you, and it's a great memory.
Yeah, it is, and I started the fashion. The jockey started doing it, and all the drivers started doing it. I got to give it to Kevin Pascoe. He didn't find me, but that night I won that. It was just something I looked across, and the people was cheering, and. You know, you'll never forget that, and I've always said, and I still say, you haven't won a race till you won the Inter-Dominion. You can say you can win every race you like, but it's like a jockey win the Melbourne Cup. I don't think you've won a race till you win an Inter-Dominion. That's only my opinion.
And your opinion certainly counts. Outside of your success, Brian, is there one Inter-Dominion or two that stand out as far as being a cherished memory?
Yeah, I think I seen my first one, Champ for Star, won it with Brian Forrester. You know, I seen that race, and it's just been like my dad, my late dad. If there was a foal born at home, he said, "This is Inter-Dominion winner," you know, and that's the thing that I sort of thought the country, we had a foal born somewhere. This will win an Inter-Dominion, you know. So I hope we never ever lose it, and I hope it gets bigger and better, and it should. And you know, the 3 heats and a final in a week is really great, you know. And so I think they'll hang on to it.
Yeah, I think some of my best memories in harness racing, Brian, stem from Inter-Dominion carnivals, in particular some of your achievements. I had the pleasure to interview after some of those successes. It's always great to catch up with you, Brian. Inter-Dominion time, Mr. Inter-Dominion time just doesn't get any better.
I hope not. It's been great. Thanks, Nick, for your time. Bye.